You see all those officers where they disturb you for Muritala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, and the one where they Abuja, and various other ones where they Nigeria. All those officers where they stand for airports, they ask you for money, they ask you for papers whether they're relevant to your trip, they ask you, they disturb you, they search, they deep hand into your luggages and all of that. And don't they come to that kind of a thing now? You understand? So that you'll be able to have a smooth journey. I just want you to listen to this video from the Minister of Aviation, Mr. Festus Keyamo. Wait till he don't talk for this video. At least go give you rest of mind. Say, now you begin to travel. He made some points in this particular video where I won't show you that is very, very meaningful to me, and I want to share it with you. And that's the reason why I want you to take your time. If you know say you don't get enough data, you understand, you feel to skip the video so that you can get the cogent parts. But if you know say you get plenty data, or you don't get any issue with data whatsoever, try as much as possible to just calm down. Listen to this video from the beginning to the end. You will understand everything with regards to what the minister has said. Because these people, if they owe you for airports, you understand, they don't go allow you make you move. Now someone would they ask you for money. Now someone would they check your passport. Now someone would they check your luggage. Like say you carry some things where you're not supposed to carry. All in the name to delay you so that you can drop something.
At some point that we just needed to act decisively on this issue. I have come here a number of times and at other fora and complained that all these agencies at our airports are not directly under our control. You have multiple agencies, DSS, NDLA, Customs, Quarantine, and on like that. And these were in place before we came into office. And they were not directly under my control for us to begin to remove them from the airport. So first of all, we need to say that these measures are not aimed at removing these agencies from the airports, because by law, they still have very crucial roles to play. Nobody expects to go through an airport without security checks. However, the complaints we have consistently received from Nigerians have been complaints bordering on extortion, corruption, and perhaps even the very tardy process of these security checks. There are some practices we have noticed among these security agencies that are not under our control, that we think that they do not align with the best practices all over the world. We all travel around the world and we see how checks are conducted at international airports across the world. And we felt that these are the practices that we needed to address. And these measures are aimed at addressing corrupt practices, especially illicit activities, and also to enhance customer experiences at our airports. So what did we do? We said, look, whilst we cannot remove you from our airports, but we are the landlords. We are the owners and operators of our airports. And whilst we recognize that you have crucial roles to play, we have to streamline the exercise of the performance of your duties. So if you go to Lagos International Airport, for instance, let me explain this graphically to Nigerians for them to understand. Now you go through the front door, the entrance, the arrival door, and immediately you see a screening machine. You pass your bags through the screening machine. And the moment you pass your bags through the screening machine, you now see what they call a joint inspection table. That joint inspection table creates a lot of traffic. You see a lot of people, and the space between the machine and the joint inspection table is not so much. So you see a lot of people, lining up there, to even the entrance gates and blocking the whole place. What is that joint inspection table? You will see Customs, DSS, NDLA, Quarantine, and on, all lined up on the same table. Each of them telling you to open your bags, and they'll be dipping their hands into your bags one by one, passing you on to the next agency on the same table, dipping your hand, passing you on to the next table, and all that. I have not seen this in any part of the world. And when I rallied my team in FAN, headed by the very hardworking MD and the directors, and I said, what do we do about this? Come up with measures for me to approve. They sat down and came up with measures. And these are the measures that I approved. I said, look, if it beggars belief that a bag that has passed through a screening machine and the screening machine has not seen anything, a human effort wants to now open that bag and say anything. It doesn't add up at all. A machine, that bag has passed through a screening machine. So what is the point telling them to open the bag again for searches? So we now said, okay, you know what? Customs, you are looking for money laundering. Okay? NDLA, you are looking for drugs. Dismantle that table. We dismantle that joint inspection table. That screening machine is manned by us, which is called the aviation security. They call it AFSEC, aviation security. We now said customs and NDLA, join us, join our people at the screening machine. So you can then observe all the bags passing through the machine jointly without harassing anybody. That is why the machines are there in the first place. You, NDLA, customs, if you notice anything like drugs inside or suspicious package, pull the person aside, take the person away into your room, your private profiling room or screening room, and do your further searches there. Customs, if you notice anything in those bags, pull the person away to your private room. It's very easy to see bundle of notes looking like money in those bags. Pull the person away and search the person. You don't need that joint inspection table. For you, DSS, you are profiling people, for Christ's sake. You know, what is DSS searching bags for? I'm trying to be measured in my language because these are very important agencies that we all respect. It's just that all of this opprobrium comes to us as aviation. I have been screaming my head off since I came to office as aviation minister, and nobody has listened to me. That, the embarrassment comes back to me. Anytime anything happens at the airport, it's aviation minister, it's aviation minister. And I've been struggling to explain that these people are not under our control. There are other agencies, but they were not getting results. So we thought that we should be proactive. If we are proactive, if they have anything to come in terms of amendment and all that, let them come and meet us, we'll sit down. But we needed to take this step. DSS, you have no business searching people's bags. You are profiling individuals who are going out of the country, people who have been who are under security checks and all that. Go and stay with immigration. At the point of stamping their passports and all that, you can pull the person aside that this person ought not to travel. So DSS, so we just reduce these points of check. DSS can work with immigration at their table. And then they can just roam around. We said roam around the airports, check faces of people, profile them. If you want to just, pull people aside, you think they should not travel, pull them aside to a private room, but don't create a nuisance at airports where you see people, they are checking people's bags and here and there and all that. Quarantine, you also have a private room. Don't do it openly. If there are things you have seen in the machine that are not supposed to go out, take the person away. Now, for the customs, a very tricky issue because customs are telling us that there are some exportable items by their law things that should not be exported, apart from money laundering and all of that they can see at the machines. But we have gone around the world. You see signages everywhere. When you go, things to declare, things not to declare. That's what we see when we go around the world. Customs, so why can't you do the same thing? And then it is actually for arriving passengers, you see things to declare, things not to declare. This issue of exportable items, it is actually the country you are flying into that should be more concerned about the things you are bringing into their country. Not us concerned about what you are taking out of the country. Going out of the country, their principal duty is actually money laundering, which can be seen, at the screens. So we said customs, we are still trying to sort out this issue with customs. It's not over, but we know they have a duty to perform. We respect them. They are a very critical agency, at our borders. But we are trying to streamline these procedures to ensure that we align with international best practices. So we had to roll out these measures to reduce the stress that our passengers go through, and to make our airports more customer friendly, because it's a very customer centric environment that we need to make and enhance, try to enhance experience of passengers at this entry point.